Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at people who sleep talk / sleepwalk. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. My boyfriend once blurted out, "You're putting bread in my ears," in his sleep, mumbled something, and then followed up with, "And I'm becoming a sandwich." Still makes me laugh whenever I remember. What kind of wild dream was he having? Bread in his ears? Oh my gosh. That's kind of creepy if you think about it. What if in his dreams she wanted to eat him? Turn him into a sandwich. I am the sleep talker. A long while back, my fiance was working a job where she didn't get home until after midnight. She came home one night and was leaning over the table on my side of the bed. She swears up and down that I looked up at her, smacked her on the top of the head, and when she asked why, I told her I was checking to see if she was a ghost. Now, I do remember having a dream like this, but in my dream, my hand did go through her head, proving she was a ghost. What? He plays out his dream in real life then? Because he's dreaming about the same thing, and he did the same thing, but in real life. What? Oh my gosh. I thought that's what sleep paralysis stops you from doing though, isn't it? You know, like you're dreaming, but sleep paralysis stops you from actually waking up and doing the actions of your dreams. No? Wow, I'm just surprised that it was like the same thing in real life and in the dream. I have had funnier experiences than this one, but cannot remember exactly what was said. Most recently though, my boyfriend scoots over to me to big spoon, little spoon, and I snuggle in, thinking that's all it was. Then he gets real close to my ear and whispers, "Just so you know, there's something in the closet," like a cartoon turtle. I did my best not to bust out laughing and just said, "Okay, honey." When he woke up, he had no memory of it whatsoever, of course. There's a ninja turtle in the closet. That's so interesting. Like talking in your sleep. Does that mean you're talking in the dream as well? Is that why you're talking in your sleep? Because you're obviously picturing something, right? Wow. So interesting. He got up, went into the kitchen and ate one bite of a mini pecan pie. No fork, just a straight bite. Then apparently remembered he hates pecan pie and left it stacked neatly on the little box. Another time he sat up and stared straight ahead at the wall. That's creepy. Didn't respond to me asking what was wrong. He stood up, walked into the wall, then stood there like he was contemplating the barrier. He just backed up exactly as he came, sat down and swung back into bed like nothing happened. That was creepy. I'll be terrified. What? He just stares at the wall, hits the wall, stares at it again. That's hilarious though. If you think back about it, that's funny, but in the moment, that's so scary. He started shouting that he couldn't feel his left arm. I pointed out that he was pinching his pillow, not his arm. He then freaked out that he had lost his arm. I pointed out his arm was under his pillow. He said, "Okay," and started snoring. It took me another hour to get back to sleep. He didn't wake up at all. I would be pissed. I would wake him up. I'm kidding. If I don't get to sleep, you don't get to sleep. Have you guys ever had a dream where all your teeth fall out? Or like one of your teeth falls out? What is that, right? Like, oh my gosh, I hate those kind of dreams. Like, you know how in dreams nothing ever hurts? The thing I hate about dreams is that I can never run fast. You know, someone's chasing me and I'm like slow motion running. Annoying. My aunt likes to tell the story about her and my cousin sharing a hotel room one time. My aunt woke up having to pee and found my cousin sitting up in bed with her arms folded across her abdomen, kind of rocking back and forth and giggling quietly. When my aunt asked her what she was doing, my cousin said, "I'm holding a baby and he has an adult smile." I found this story deeply unsettling. Oh. She was rocking the baby like this or something? "I'm holding a baby and he has an adult smile." My mom sleepwalks sometimes. My mom did this before, but she stopped. Thank gosh. It's weird. Sleepwalking is weird, isn't it? Because you can do everything, but you just don't remember it, you know? Because my mom would literally go outside while she's sleeping. She would open the door and go outside. Interesting. Thank gosh that stopped. When she was in the middle of her residency, she came into my room in the middle of the night and sharply asked, "Did you give patient her dose of medication like I asked you to 15 minutes ago?" I groggily replied, "Who? What?" She just huffed and said, "Well, I guess that answers my question," before turning around and leaving, without closing the door, of course. She didn't remember a thing about it the next morning. Is she a nurse or something? I'm so curious. Do you think they're dreaming and that's why they say these things? Is that why? Is that what it is? I'm gonna look this up later. My girlfriend was sleepwalking one night. Working? Her, "Can we get that done this week?" Me, "Huh? Can we get that done this week?" "Sorry? Can we get that done this week, please?" "Okay, thanks." Get what done? I still wanna know, get what done? My brother did that in the middle of the night. He would get up, go into the living room and say some nonsense to our parents and go back to bed. It was actually pretty creepy the first times because he was like, "They are in the wars. They are." Why is it so creepy? Why did I say such creepy things? Like, what's going on? You know? Oh my gosh, what? I feel like this is just creepy overall because don't a lot of people sleepwalk and then they just stand over the bed staring down, you know? That's creepy. Napping with the boyfriend. A loud noise wakes me, but he's still out. Me, "What was that?" Him, "Either a tree or a magic eraser." A magic eraser? Wait, if they're sleeping, how do they hear you and answer your questions? I'm so confused with all of this, honestly. It's so interesting to read, but like, I'm just so confused. My wife started screaming one night that she was lost in the local grocery store and that no matter where she went, she couldn't find her way out. I asked her, had she tried checking out at the cash registers? She then looked at me and said in her most sincere voice, "That's why you are the smartest person I know." And she rolled over and fell back asleep. Oh my gosh. See, why does this happen, you know? I'm the sleep talker here. Got this from my wife the next morning. Me, "Sits bolt upright. They're coming. Everything's ready." Wife, "Huh?" Me, "They're coming. Everything's ready." Wife, "They're coming?" Me, "But everything's ready?" Me, "Yes." Sounds like we're okay then. Me, comically flops back down and instantly goes to sleep. I guess that's how you combat it. Just tell them everything's okay and agree with them, you know? And they'll be like, nice. My wife was mumbling a lot and suddenly shouted, "Donkey kick!" as she kicked me in my shin. So that was bad. She actually kicked him while saying donkey kick. What was going on in her dream or something? One time my ex was asleep and started to snore progressively loud. He startled himself half awake. And he says out loud to himself, "Shut up, I'm sleeping." I snorted my drink through my teeth. He woke himself up by his own snore and he told himself off. That's funny. When I was a child, about 5 years old, I was sleeping in my parents' bed for some reason, probably a storm. Mum was awake, Dad and I were asleep. Suddenly my father and I have this cross-sleep conversation while my mum lays between us, quietly freaked out. "Dad, you better not take my toys," I mutter angrily. "Okay, I won't," my father responds. "Don't even touch them." Okay. The fact that we were both asleep and still responding to each other. It was like making Alexa and Siri talk to each other. Wow, how? See, this is what I don't understand. Like, if they're asleep, right, how do they listen? Like, do they still process everything that's happening? My fiance started talking to me like we had never met before, and after a minute, I realized that she was dreaming about our first date. It was really wholesome, and I was surprised at how much detail she remembers. That's so cute. Oh, wow. She must love you so much. My mum used to wake me up from school because I'd sleep through my alarms. She has a bunch of stories about weird stuff I've said to her right before waking. "He's not here. Check down the street. Just put it on the roof and it'll blow away." Okay, let's make a scenario for this. The first one is because a robber came into the house, but the robber was actually someone they knew. And then the police came in to check the house and they were like, "Oh yeah, the robber's not here, down the street, yeah." And the second one, continuing the story, the robber probably stole something, okay. And then he was like, "Just put it on the roof, it'll blow away," because that's what they stole. It'll blow away. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!